Hello. Let's take a look at some stem and leaf plot stuff so we can make sure we can do our homework. So there's one little thing on here that we didn't quite get to cover, and I'm sure some of you will figure it out on your own, but just to make sure, let's look at it together. So number 4 says make a stem and leaf plot for the set of data, then find the median and mode. Okay, so step 1 we said was find our data. Here it is. Step 2 is to find the minimum and maximum values, or the highest and lowest. So in this case, our lowest number is 6, and our highest number is 38. Okay? And the reason we need these is because these tell us what our stems are going to be. Okay, so we remember, we talked about stem and leaf, that the leaf part was the very last number. So in this case, our leaf would be 8, and then for this one, it would be 6, right? And then we said that our stem was going to be everything that wasn't this very last digit. So in this case, our stem for 38 would be 3. And then the question is just, what about this number 6? Because there's nothing here. What could our stem be? So since we're talking about place value, the 8 and 6 are in the ones place. Well, this 3 is in the tens place. So what is in the tens place of the number 6? Well, if there's nothing, that means there are literally 0 tens. So our stem for the number 6 is just going to be 0. 0. Okay? So we need every stem from 0 to 3. So we can write that in. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's not so bad. Okay. And then our last step is just to fill in our leaves. So we start with 0. So how many of these are single digit? We just have 8 and 6. So we put them in order from least to greatest. So 6, 8. And I was goofing up a little bit in class today with some of the groups. Even if we were going from greatest to least, you would still order your leaves from least to greatest. So sorry if I told you that backwards. Okay. Alright, how about 1? Everything that starts with a 1. We have 19, 16, and 15. So it would go 5, 6, 9. Alright, again, no commas. Don't need any commas, just leave a little space, it'd be good. Alright, when our stem is a 2, we have 27, 24, 24, 23, and 20. Okay, so smallest one here is 20, then 23. Then we have two 24s, so we write down 4 2 times, so we represent both of those numbers. And then 27. Okay, our very last one, our 30s, so we have 35, 36, 38. 5, 6, 8. Okay, and there's your stem and leaf plot. We are all done. The only thing we could add here, we could put in a key. So how do we read this? We pick a number, let's say 15. So 1, and then the line, and then 5. This just means 15. Okay, always helps to have a key. So then, what can we do with this data? Well, we can find things like the mean and the median and the mode. Okay, now our mean is just the average, which means we would add up every number up here and then divide by however many numbers we have. That was done already, so we could save a bit of time here. Bam. All these numbers added up. Oh, go away, key, you're in the way. When we add up all of our numbers, we get 291. Since there are 13 numbers in total, we divide by 13. So that gives us 22.38. And this keeps going, but who cares? Since everything's a whole number, if we just have one decimal place in our average, that's accurate enough for what we're doing. So 22.38, this 3 we would round up to 22.4. Okay. Median we talked about. We looked at crossing them out from both sides or writing them out and then crossing them out. But let's look at one other way we could do this if we think about this a little bit more logically. So we recognize there are 13 numbers in our set, right? And our median is the one that's in the exact center of that set. And this is nice because it's an odd number, so there's only going to be one. So we think if we have numbers on the left and numbers on the right, and then this one number in the middle that we call the median, right? So how many numbers would have to be on the left, and how many would have to be on the right? So the easiest way to think of that is just to divide this by 2. So 13 divided by 2 is just 6.5. You can trust me on that. So 6.5, so we think, what if we put 6 numbers on the left, 6 numbers on the right, and then this one in the middle would be our median, right? 6 and 6 is 12, plus one more makes 13. So this right here will be our median. So with 6 numbers on the left, 6 on the right. So if we just start from our smallest number and we count off 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the number after that is our star, is our median, right? Then we can check, we can do the same thing on the other side. If we start with the biggest number and count backwards 6 places, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the one after that is our median. And there it is. We didn't have to cross anything out. We know our median, our middle number, is equal to 23. Remember, be very careful. Don't try to say the median is 3. We have to say this 3 represents the number 23. That's what our key told us. Okay. And our last one, nice and easy. Mode, number that shows up most often. This one, only one number repeats at all, and that's just our 4 here, and that represents the number 24. Okay. Keep in mind, just hypothetically, say there was another 8 here. So then we would have 2 8s and 2 4s. So our mode would actually be 24 and 8. Right? So it is possible to have more than one mode. You can't have more than one median, you can't have more than one mean, but you can have multiple modes. And then also hypothetically, if there was only if there was only one 8 and only one 4, then none of the numbers would repeat, and the answer would have been, where is it? No mode. Right? So it is possible to have no mode if nothing repeats, but that's not the case here. Let's go back in time. Our mode is 24. Okay, so that should give you enough information that you can answer everything on the homework. So go and have fun with that. All right, good night.